said for a little direct-to-video miniseries that popped up in 1998. Give yourself to the dark side.
Hello? Excuse me, son.
Jesus! Look, man, I just went grocery shopping. Take whatever you want. There's Pop-Tarts on the left there. Cherry.
Not here for Cracker Jacks or Sweet and Low, my boy. Can you tell me the name of the person who's watching that review video and where I might find them?
Me? Brian? Who the hell are you?
Cracker.
You're that guy! I thought you were dead!
Me? Die? And miss all the excitement? Oh, no. I was merely dormant while I had my head up my ass. But I won't bore you with the details. Suffice to say, you and I, we have a matter to discuss of utmost importance. I must congratulate you on your movie taste. I've seen them come and I've seen them go. But you know good. Why else would be watching my reviews of cool, obscure, unknown cinema? And I got another one for you. Dazzling, light years ahead of the competition.
What is it?
Let me pitch it to you. In the era of nostalgia porn and video game mania, it's an Alderaan-sized surprise that The Last Starfighter is not making everybody's top choice as their most favorite movie in all of the universe. That is because it is truly the best kind of Star Wars ripoff, the kind that JJ wished he would have made. One that is filled with entertaining and memorable characters, star-shattering special effects, and a story whose space opera cover is both melodic and fresh. So it goes a little like this. Are not Skywalker, but certainly better than Rey, main dude is Alex Rogan, a good kid who's got some big aspirations of taking himself and his beautiful girl out of their rinky-dink trailer park and into the big adventure known as life. But while life can most certainly be wondrous and fulfilling, it can also be the queen bitch, throwing up stressors, obstacles, and whatever the hell else it can find in order to keep your dreams from ever manifesting themselves. This is why we thank the holy Sam Flynn for the magical escape from reality known as the video game. Enter Starfighter, a space combat sim arcade cabinet which Alex loses both himself and a fistful of quarters in every time he plays it.
Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada.
Yeah.
Get this. One particular night, the future Jaws the Revenge male lead makes the highest score ever, prompting a bizarre visit from a flux capacitorless DeLorean and its oddball driver, Centauri.
I must congratulate you on your virtuoso performance, my boy. Centauri is impressed. I've seen him come and I've seen him go, but you're the best, my boy. Dazzling. Light years ahead of the competition, which is why Centauri is here.
This cat Centauri ain't no local feline, but an honest-to-Dagobah, green-blooded alien! He whisks Alex away in his spacefaring automobile to bring him to the planet of Rylos, whose populace would have the same hairdo as Brad Jones and Doug Walker had they not opted for the Heisenberg look. Rylos leads the Star League, the very same Star League that is defending the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. See, the damn video game was no ordinary Atari attraction, but instead a training simulator in order to seek out pilots for the Star League's best line of defense, the Gunstar.
Gunstars. I gotta be dreaming.
But pluck a duck from his pond, put him in the ocean, and a happy mallard you won't get. Alex isn't quite so sure about this whole galactic interstellar war thing, but a series of explosive events eventually forces him into the cockpit despite whatever reservations he may have. Will his skills be enough to save the Star League from the legions of the Kodan? Does a lone Gunstar stand a chance in the face of such colossal odds? The Last Starfighter is supposed to be an entertaining, fun, warp-9 jump through meteor showers and supernovas. It knows it's like Star Wars, but it's mindful not to be Star Wars, walking this fine line to never go full-on deadly serious or present non-stop hysterical hysterics. So, what do I think? This! All of this! The Last Starfighter is totally a product of its time. And no, I'm not talking about the lack of polygon power to the visuals or the similarities that you could draw to the Star Wars or the war games. What I'm talking about is motion picture quality, baby. What Hollywood fast food used to be like. Story, characters, music. Oh, the music. If this flick could hold a conversation and looked sensational in a red dress, you can bet your asteroids I would be marrying it in a Tatooine minute. There is enough cinematic history here to fill a space cruiser. Plenty of behind-the-scenes stories to shout about and analyze. Many before I have already dusted off the old textbooks and recited what's already been recited. Check them out when you can. Learn something new. But for now, my motive is much more simple. I want to sell this to you. There have been so many of you who have missed out on this, whether past generations or this current one. Holy Wanheda! This current gen, aye! They've only experienced craptacular space operas like Star Trek Into Darkness and The Force Awakens, for frack's sake!
Assange!
Assange? Oni Matsuela! Prita! Prita! Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Don't be angry sauce about it. You're thinking, oh heck, what makes this movie so good? Well, seriously, folks, what the hell isn't good about this movie? Despite fierce opposition from the film nemesis known as Budget, The Last Starfighter somehow crafted something that has remained fresh even more than 3 decades after the fact. And it really doesn't seem to be due to any one sole soul. Yes, writer Jonathan Butel wrote a brilliant and memorable story, but it was director Nick Castle who brought it all together. But his movie would have been nothing without the talent of the wonderful cast. But the cast would have been playing in front of blue screens and cardboard sets if not for the groundbreaking visual and special effects. But no movie has the power or oomph without an amazing soundtrack which composer Greg Safon delivers in spectacular spatial spades here. Basically, a lot of elements from a lot of different places from a lot of different people came together to make one fantastic little flick. And that takes some degree of talent. Yeah, go ahead with your stupid head doesn't know poodoo! But it's true. To get every element up to the same quality as the other is an honest to Godzuki challenge from the filmmaking perspective. Even today, movies have trouble with this, from the tiniest of indie flicks to the biggest of blockbuster busters. But not here. Here, you get a story that may just work out so well because it's grounded in some kind of reality. In a movie where there's balding space car dealers and robots that look like me after having watched one too many of Owen Citizen's videos. Yes, reality. That's because at the heart of it all lies a story about real people. Alex, as played so wonderfully by Lance Guest, is entirely all too relatable as a young man who yearns for something more than just existing. Same goes for his sweetheart of a babe Maggie, played by Catherine Mary Stewart. Take out the spaceships and star lizards, and you'd still have a watchable, interesting story with these characters. But since we have spaceships and star lizards,
I don't believe this.
The roster of extraterrestrial types is loads of fracking fun. Lance Guest gets to double roll here as a skin job, I'm sorry, racial slur, as a beta unit, basically Alex's robot double to take his place on Earth while Alex is out saving the universe, and he plays this bit with a hefty dose of hilarity. Oh! What about Grig, Alex's space iguana Gunstar co-pilot who is really Dan O'Harely under a few pounds of makeup? Well, he stands alongside Zira, Cornelius, and Brundlefly as being able to transcend special effects and deliver a memorable performance. The chemistry between him and Guest is one of great fun. A lot of sweet little character moments here that paints a great friendship between the two.
There's no fleet, no starfighters, no plan. One ship, you, me, and that's it?
Exactly. Zero thinks you're still on Earth. Classic military strategy. Surprise attack.
It'll be a slaughter!
That's the spirit!
No, my slaughter!
And don't even get me started on old Harold Hill himself, Robert Preston, whose portrayal as the space hustler Centauri was his final on-screen role. He is brilliant here.
Did Chris Columbus say he wanted to stay home? No. What if the Wright brothers thought that only birds should fly? And did Galoka think the Ulus were too ugly to save?
Who's Galoka?
Never mind.
Listen, Centauri, I'm not any of those guys. I'm a kid from a trailer park.
If that's what you think, then that's all you'll ever be.
Like I said, frackin' brilliant. What I especially love about these characters is that they are characters, not just a couple of quips and one line of poignant dialogue. These are people that you grow to like, and in the cases of the big bad guys, well, grow to dislike. Speaking of the evil schmeevel villains, how about Dat Zor and Kodan Armada? They don't get as much screen time love as their do-gooder counterparts, but they do serve their purpose just swell. Oh, Zor should be a huge hit amongst the Kylo Ren fangirls out there. Dude is a whiny brat bitch who enjoys using his spear scepter thing to visually punctuate his statements.
Escaped!
And on top of this great storytelling and character nonsense are the visual effects. The space battles with the pew-pew and the boom-booms and the ships that go whoosh! The movie implemented full CGI for all of their spacecraft and dogfights, something practically unheard of back in the day where the only thing comparable would have been Tron. Surely, there's a snicker or 3 to be had at the dated graphics, but frack does the look fit the video game aesthetic of the movie. The action scenes are well executed. We never get the same fight twice, which is exactly how it should be. The Gunstar is as badass as they come. More durable than an X-Wing, meaner than a Colonial Viper. It would be my ship of choice if a certain J.J. Abrams-loving Jamie Farr lookalike ever demanded a rematch from all those years ago. But where was I? Oh yes! Space! Battles! Kablooies! It's Amaze Spaceballs, folks. All the way through. I am sure you've noticed my lack of criticism when talking about this movie. I mean, after all, this can't be the perfect flick, right? It's gotta have its flaws. There has to be something wrong with it, some way, somehow, and yeah, maybe. Probably. But the thing is, nitpicking is for the Free Jacks and the Channel Awesome Euro trash groupies. It's hard for me to pick this movie apart, not because it sits on some kind of unattainable, untouchable, nostalgic pedestal for me, but because of what I mentioned before. Its quality. Every element comes together wonderfully. Every performance, fun and entertaining. Every action bit, exciting and neato. Guys, trust me, The Last Starfighter is a fun movie. All caps, bolded, underlined, size 72 Times New Roman font, fun! You watch this movie if you dug Star Wars and Tron. You see it if you nerd out over video games and all things retro. It has aged better than it has any right to, and has not lost a single ounce of its original oomph and triumph. Get out there, rent it, buy it, stream it, see it, and for God's sake, enjoy it.
That movie sounds great!
Doesn't it? Well, see you, buddy.
Whoa, wait a minute. You come back after all this time and that's it? This is your chance to start talking about movies again. Look, I used to do reviews with this schmuck friend of mine. I have experience. You used to have a partner, right? I can be that partner. We can team up together. We can take on the Reviewaverse.
Brian, is it? Look, your eagerness is delightful, but we are on borrowed time. The days of the internet reviewer are a lot like the days of the gunfighter. Numbered. Done. These reviewer types should find whatever sunset they can skedaddle off into and fracking die! No, my friend. Apollo Z Hack is done. Later, Frank. Bye. Here's what I'm thinking. Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Awesome! What is that?
It's a hell of a time, my friend. One hell of a time.
Comments are overloading! Subscribers are dropping! There are trolls everywhere! What do we do?
We die.
Apollo Z Hack, Cinemaster Extraordinaire. Your term is wrong, just spread your hate. He'll let a HACKdown, and then he'll set you straight. Apollo